Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
On this Monday, a very cold morning, I was just sharing the story with Rick, the fact that my dad is up in International Falls, and he's watching us this morning, and you know, what are the wind chills, some 50 below zero up there?
Yeah, that's right.
And I said, well, Dad, I think you probably had to turn the heat on this morning. And he said, yeah, but you know, sometimes in certain areas they have blackout periods where they shut the electricity or the heat shuts down for a time when it's peak capacity, and that would be brutal.
Time to fire up the wood stove, huh?
That's right. We do have a wood stove, good thing, and it's a good thing that across parts of the upper Midwest, a lot of folks heat their homes by wood stoves.
Yeah, that helps out. But, you know, it is a severely cold morning in the upper Midwest and northern plains. And if you don't have to travel, don't do it, because if you get stuck out in an open area, it could quickly turn into a life-threatening situation, as you know. And we're going to be letting you know and showing you the wind chill factors in just a bit. First stop, though, satellite in motion. Let's check out the nation, the lower 48. One of the big headlines, of course, is the wind chill. We have snow, too, and we have a developing winter storm off the west coast. In fact, already winter storm warnings, or winter storm watches, I should say, have been issued for the Sierra Nevada range in California, north of Yosemite Park for tomorrow. It looks like a heavy, wet snow will be moving in. Still snowing this morning in Portland and Seattle, even down to near sea level in the northwest, thanks to some cold air and some moisture. Fair skies through the nation's midsection. You can see that area right here from Texas all the way to the Dakotas. And then we have the clouds and the snow, especially in the upper Great Lakes and upper sections of the Mississippi Valley. Meanwhile, in the south, there's a little bit of light rain falling in parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. Now, it's a different scenario for you folks waking up early in the northeast, because see the high-pressure ridge is right overhead. The skies are clear, like in Boston, like in Concord and Montpelier, St. Johnsbury, over to Augusta and Caribou, Maine, westward again to the Hudson and Mohawk Valley. Skies are fair. The winds are light. It is cold outside, but with the light winds, there's not much of a wind chill in the northeast to tell you about this morning. We'll check on those temperatures in just a bit. First of all, weather radar, and it would appear that we have a lot of snow moving in. But actually, we look at the surface observations here in Pennsylvania, and it's very difficult to find any snow at all. And the reason for that is the fact that the snow is falling out of the clouds. The radar detects it as it falls, but before it hits the ground, it evaporates because there's a layer of dry enough air near the surface that most all of the snow is evaporating away before it reaches the surface of the earth, like around Harrisburg, Williamsport, Pittsburgh and vicinity. Now, a little farther west, the atmosphere moistens up a bit more, so some very light snow is reaching the ground in Charleston, right around Columbus, Ohio, Toledo, and up towards Detroit, where it's 28 degrees. 29 at Pittsburgh this morning. Back where the skies are clear, it is a bit colder, like in Burlington, Bangor, and Caribou this morning is the cold spot at -5. It's 28, though, in New York City, Trenton, and Philadelphia. In the south, these are current temperature readings. Again, they vary widely from the low 20s around Oklahoma City to 71 in Miami this morning. And the basic reason for that mild spot in South Florida is a wind off the 70-degree Atlantic Ocean. That modifies the very low levels of the atmosphere and keeps it very mild. So it's going to be a mild start and quite a warm finish, we think, in South Florida, with highs today in the 80s. There's some fog over Texas, a little light rain here near Montgomery, Birmingham, and Huntsville up here in the Tennessee Valley. There's been some rain in Nashville overnight and a rain-snow mix in Knoxville and a few sprinkles around Atlanta. Northward you go, light snow in Detroit, light snow in Grand Rapids and Battle Creek, Michigan, snowing in Chicago this morning. Now, it's got maybe enough snow to slow down the rush hour because there appears to be a band of moderate snow, as you can see, swinging into the Windy City, also around Milwaukee, and it could accumulate a quick ½ inch to an inch, enough to make the highways a bit slippery. Light snow in Green Bay, also in Escanaba and Marquette on Michigan's Upper Peninsula, snowing in Duluth. It is 15 degrees right now. It's 2 in Minneapolis. As you get back towards the Red River and head southward into the Grand Island, Nebraska area, actual temperatures are below 0, but wind chills are incredibly cold, ranging between 40 and 65 below 0 at the moment. -60 in Sioux Falls, -61 in Fargo. Again, it's not a great morning to be out of doors if you don't have to be. Of course, if you have to travel, you're going to have to do it, but be aware that extreme winter conditions exist here. West of the Divide, though, it's not too bad. 27, that's the wind chill in Salt Lake under partly cloudy skies. Not much precipitation in the west today, as you can see by radar, as we head from Wyoming and Montana to Washington and Oregon. But there is a powerful, very moist storm system offshore, and that's heading towards the coast. Let's check on that, the rest of the forecast around the nation with Jody.
Okay, Rick, midday hour shows us just a glimpse of that warm front starting to near the coast of California. But as Rick mentioned, I think it's going to be a Monday night through Wednesday storm for the western United States. But we're going to be concerned still with our exiting low and the very, very brutal wind chills. In fact, the Minnesota Department of Transportation advising no travel this morning across a good majority of the state, as Rick mentioned, unless you have to, because you get stalled out there with 70 below wind chills. You're going to freeze in a very short period of time. So make sure that the car is equipped with a survival kit, because even though we're not talking about extensive snowfall from Thief River Falls to Minneapolis, the winds are still going to be howling out of the north and west, and eventually will loosen their grip as this area of low pressure pushes on eastward. Now, as it pushes on east, we're expecting some light snow to develop just north of New York City all the way up on through Burlington. Not a dump of snow, but nonetheless, you're going to see some snow moving in, and rain showers. We've got some rain. I see some folks coming into work this morning here at the Weather Channel with umbrellas, just popping them down. So there's a little bit of light rain out there, and certainly enough to slow you down this morning for your rush hour. Snow moves in late this afternoon. As Rick was talking about, the atmosphere right now is fairly dry, so it's taking a while for the snow to start to accumulate. The low layers are fairly dry, but once moistens up, we'll see a 1 to 3 inch band, very, very light snow, enough to slow you down later on today throughout the rush hour. 30s around New York City, 40s down around the nation's capital. Light showers for New Orleans up through Atlanta and Raleigh. If you don't like this forecast, sorry about that. You get used to it, because we've got a frontal boundary that's going to sort of sit across the southeast, and it's just going to kind of keep these showers in the picture for several days, it looks like. It's not going to be brutally cold, but it's just going to be kind of messy out there. And if you're tired of the cold, head to Florida. I was watching a program this morning. They were talking about how the Caribbean and Mexico and in the warm destinations, the tourism industry is just going nuts because of this very cold winter. So I guess there is relief in sight. You just have to head to the warm places, because we're not going to see it anywhere across the Midwest, or basically the entire country is going to cool down this week. There's our heavy snow. You can see it right on the Lake Superior snow belt. We see bursts of snow right now around Rhinelander, and these temperatures are not going to change. In fact, if anything, we're going to see some of this pink start to bleed southward, and that means places like Des Moines and Chicago and Madison, you're going to get in these sub-zero readings as we head toward the week, and you're going to cool down even into Dallas, even into Brownsville. by the end of the week. So kind of a mess this week. It's going to be cold. It's going to be stormy. It's just going to be one of those weeks where you just hope it gets by. Of course, January is always the most miserable month anyway because it seems to last forever. So hang in there as we head on into February. Things are looking a little better, but it's going to be a long week. It's going to be stormy and cold. So bear with us.
Jane has cancer.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's such a shock. You always think this is going to happen to someone else, and now it's my sister.
Tell Jane to call Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Isn't that where your mom was treated?
Yes. The doctors answer your questions and ask for your input, and they involve the patient in deciding which treatments are right.
I'm going to tell Jane to call Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Please call today, 1-800-774-0944.
What are you planning to do for the weekend?
Go to the park.
Beach volleyball.
I do my flowers.
Jogging.
Play basketball.
Bicycle.
I fish, yeah.
Before you plan, watch the Weekend Outlook.
If you're planning something, you can find out what to expect.
It's good to know if my weekend's going to be indoors or outdoors.
Watch the Weekend Outlook, only on the Weather Channel. And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable, only on the Weather Channel.